Hi all, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Let's start rebooting work using Uipath. In today's session, we are going to discuss about how to use orchestrated HTTP requests in jobs. So basically, like in jobs, you will be running multiple scripts, right? So which respect to successful, failed, faltered. So many status will be there in the job panel, correct? So you are going to take up all the jobs and also you're going to filter only getting like successful job, failed job. So how do you do that? So how do you segregate these things using the orchestrator HTTP request? So let us go to the step-by-step procedure how to get the entire job list from the UiPath orchestrator to the UiPath Studio. Also let us apply some filters and get a particular job status from the orchestrator to the studio. Let us quickly jump back to the UiPath Studio and start our today's session. We go to the UiPath. So already I just created a sequence here stating as jobs. What I'll do here, I'll just comment off all these above folder activities which were discussed on our previous session. Let me drag orchestrator HTTP request over here. So which help you to pull your jobs. So I have dragged it. So here method going to be same. So we are going to get all the job status from the orchestrator to the studio. So let it be get method and then we are going to pass out the endpoint. So based upon the endpoint, so we are going to get the various kind of results now. Okay. So let me go to the OneNote. So this will be the basic URL to get the entire job from the orchestrator to studio. Let me go to the relative endpoint, double quotes, and try to paste over the link which you have copied. Click on OK. And then, so what actually the things we are going to provide? So we need a output, correct? So JSON response. So let me go here and then JSON job. Perfect. And then click on OK. So if you want to see the status code, so what actually the status code mean? So when the orchestrator HTTP request go ahead and hit on the orchestrator, it should get a response of 200 OK. Then only it can retrieve the information from the orchestrator. So if you need the status code, you can create a status code as well. So let me name it as status underscore code. Click on OK. Perfect. So in this session, so we are going to check our status code as well. Let me drag and drop our decentralized JSON. Deserialize. Perfect. Yeah, drag and drop here and try to pass the input over here. So which is JSON job. Click on OK and try to create an object for this. JSON object underscore job. Click on enter. Yeah, that's it. So we have provided the endpoint, so which help you to retrieve all the jobs from the orchestrator, as well as we have created an output. Also, we have passed that particular output to the as an input for the decentralized, which help us to make a readable format the data which is we get from the orchestrator. Let me drag and drop a right line over here, so which help us to print the data, and then so j object job dot toString. Click on save and then try to run this. So in this execution we will be getting the entire job which is in the orchestrator. Let me save this and let me try to debug this. I guess our execution is done. Let me go to the output panel. So we have a number of data here, right? So let me try to copy this and try to open a OneNote. So what I'll be doing here, I'll just paste over the data, entire data. Okay. So in top, you can see something called as count, which is nothing but odata here, which help you to understand how many jobs has been run in the orchestrator. Okay, in total 369 job has been run. This 366, which include the successful, faulted, stopped, on all the status which comes under this 369. So let's assume, so if you want to get only the successful status, how do you do that? So we have to make some filters so that we can get only the successful jobs which is ran in the job panel in the orchestrator. So let me go to the UiPath Studio and make some twist in this particular endpoint. So what we can do here, so let me try to copy this entire endpoint, okay. And then, so go to the relative endpoint, try to provide this, okay. So this faulted, which is nothing but the status of your job, okay. So here you can see something called as pending, running, stopped, terminating. So if you want to get any of the status, what actually you have to do, so you have to change this particular thing, okay, which is in single quotes. So here I just need only faulted job, that's why I have mentioned as faulted, okay. So if you need a successful, what actually you have to do, so you have to make a successful. So here you can see something called a successful, right? So you have to provide the successful here so that you can get only the successful jobs, okay. So as of now we can try with the faulted scenario, okay. So let me click on OK and then try to save and then debug now. So in this, we will be getting an output of only the faulted jobs. I hope our execution is done. Let me go to the output panel. Let me try to copy this, go to OneNote, and then try to paste over here. Let me go to the top. So here you can see something called as 30, right? So you can see the difference between the odata count. So which means only 30 jobs has been faulted till now. So you can see the status also. So you can see states only faulted, and then here faulted. So in down also faulted. So this contains only the faulted jobs. So when you go here, you can see something called a successful, faulted. So this kind of mixed. So since we had didn't applied any filter over here, so we got entire jobs which has been run in the orchestrator. But in this particular one, so we can see which is only faulted since we applied a filter called as faulted, okay. So likewise you can go ahead and apply the filters. Based upon the filters we can get the entire jobs or like a specific jobs which is required for you, so which is a faulted irrespective of status. So not only the status, you can apply the filters of anything. So you can see here, right? So which is called priority, source, creations. What actually you have to do, so you have to do some twist over here, which is nothing but instead of state, what actually you have to do here, so you have to play with the priority also. So you can try to change it as priority, okay. So which is nothing but priority. And then so in priority, so we know that, right? So what are the status are there in priority, which is critical, highest, very low. So based upon this value you have to provide over there. So in equal, so you have to provide which is called as high. So likewise, you can go ahead and apply your own filters and try to get the jobs which you are looking for. Let us make this is very interesting now, okay. So let's assume, so if your superior calls you and tell you to extract the data of only the failed job, so how do you do that? So you want the release name, id, and the error message, all these things of only a failed jobs. So if you have 1,000 jobs, so how do you do that? So you will you go to each and every jobs and get this id and then all error message? So you should be very clear to get it, this all data in a easier way, right? So let me show that, okay. So what you can do now, so as I mentioned earlier, so you have to provide an endpoint to get only the filter of faulted jobs, okay. So once you are entered as a faulted jobs, so what actually the next step you have to do, so just try to take it off this right line, okay. And then so try to enter a for each, okay, which help you to traversal to the each and every loops, okay. And then so try to pause this JSON, so JSON obj, and then so you have to pass the parameter over here. So here when I say parameter, so it is an array, right? So you can see this square bracket, right, which is called as array. This value has many j objects, okay. So this value has many j objects. So how to do that? So you can directly go here and try to provide the array name, okay. And then don't forget to change the argument type as to Newtonsoft LinkU J object, okay. So once you have changed it, let me drag and drop a right line over here, okay. So once I drag down right line, so what actually I have to provide here, item, and then so what actually the attribute which I looking for here, okay. So I was just looking for id and then so the release name and then error message, right? So let me try to provide the release name, go here, double quotes, just to provide the release name dot to string, okay. So which help you to get your release name. So and then what are the attributes which is looking for, you can take all those, okay. So and then so you're looking for an info, right? And just go here, try to expand this, so make a separator over here, so just to indicate, so you have extracting more information, okay. And then item, you're going to provide dot to string, Perfect. So you have provided the release name and then info, right? So let me name it as, okay, process name. Okay, and then here I will just name it as error info. So in this way, you'll be getting all the failed jobs name as well as the error info. So let me quickly check this. Let me save and then debug now. Perfect. So we have to get all the process name as well as the error info now. So let us wait and watch so whether we are getting all this information or not. So our process will be started in few minutes. So once it's started, so it will iterate to the each and every faulted jobs and it will get all the information for us. So it has started to paste all the information over there. So our execution is done. Let us check one by one. So let me go to the top. So here we will be having the process name which is called as orchestrated test and then error info which is mentioned over here, and then the next process name is also orchestrated test. So here you can see the process name is called as RPA challenge and the error info is column last name is not belong to the data table. So likewise, so we can get all the process name and the error info in a single way so that it will help you to understand so what is the error and what is the process. So it will be make your jobs very easier. No need to go to each and every job, get all the information. So look cool, right? So likewise, you can go ahead and play with your orchestrated jobs using this HTTP request and get all the informations. I hope you like the session. Thanks for watching. Happy learning. Have a good day.